That super wheel spins make you a lot of money in Forza, you already know. So we're gonna take advantage of that with the Supra method of earning money in Forza Horizon 5. This is the best money method in the game so far. It is completely safe and you can do it from the start to make many millions of credits easily in the game. The Supra method is not complicated and you just have to follow the steps I'm gonna walk you through in this video. The first step is to get a Formula Drift car that has the following perk: 7x skill multiplier. One example is this Formula Drift Dodge Viper. It's pretty easy to buy at auction and not too expensive, but if you can't manage to get one, you can try using a Forza Edition car with Drift skill boost to reach the skill point score more easily in the next step. Another thing that is good for this money method is the Extra Life perk, which will allow you to keep your skill points even after a crash, and also the eDrift Increase perk, which will give you 25% more skill point score, and it will also make it easier for you to reach the skill points in the next step. Step 2 is you go for a ride with the car and start accumulating skill scores, which you can earn in many ways. For example, doing stunts, being at high speeds, jumping, but most importantly, drifting. The best type of drift here will be at high speed, pulling the handbrake to get that 25% extra score that we got by mastering step 1. It also helps if you break those objects that are scattered around the map, like the fences and plants. Just be careful not to hit any solid object. If that happens, you lose all your score, and it's to try to avoid that we get the Extra Life perk, but it costs 25 points, which is hard to get, but worth investing when you get there. If you don't know how to drift, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna explain it in 15 seconds. You simply accelerate and turn to one side. When the car starts to slide, you turn to the other side, which is called counter steering. Then you keep controlling the accelerator and turning left and right to try to keep the car sideways. The goal is to do this until you reach a maximum of 500,000 skill points. More than that, the game doesn't compute, so you need to start over when you get there. The point is that normally we have a skill multiplier of 5 times, so we would need to reach 100,000 points, which times 5 returns that 500,000 points limit. But in this case, we got the Formula Drift Viper that multiplies your score by 7, so you only need to reach 70 to 72,000 points, and then you can stop and start again. When you do this, you will gain 10 skill points for every 500,000 points you accumulate by hooning around. When you're all skillful, or you've gained several skill points, you'll start step 3. This step is what gives the whole technique its name. We go to the festival and buy the new 2020 GR Supra, which costs 55,000 credits. Ideally, you buy 2 Supras of each color, and when you buy all the colors, you go back to the first color and repeat. That way, you don't get lost when using the mastery of each Supra, and every car has its own soulmate. Aww. But there's a detail that is very important here. You cannot buy it from the auction house, you need to buy it new. That's because at the auction, people usually sell used cars they've already got the perks from. That means you won't be able to complete step 4. If the car is new, you guarantee that it still has all the mastery perks for you to use. The 4th step is the most important step. With your garage full of Supras, you choose the first one and enter the mastery tree. Then you need to buy the perks until you get to the super wheel spin. Be careful not to follow any random path here. The cheapest way is always to buy the perks going to the right, then when you reach the column of the perk you want, you start to buy the perks up from there. In this case, we just want the super wheel spin reward. So remember, buy all perks to the right until you reach the spin column, then buy up until you reach the super wheel spin. Once that's done, you close this menu and favorite the car. That way it has a little heart besides it, and this is the check mark saying you've already used the car. Go to the next one and repeat the process. When you run out of all your skill points, just delete the used Supras from your garage and they go with their soulmates to Supra Heaven. Selling at auction is a lot of work and you're limited to selling only 25 cars a day. Okay, now go to step 5. And this last step is the fun step. The only thing you have to do is just open all the super wheel spins. If you want it to go faster, just press A twice when you open the super wheel spin and it skips straight to the result. And here's the logic behind the Supra money method. It doesn't make any sense! Just kidding, it does. By honing around, you generate the skill points you use to buy the super wheel spins within the Supras that cost 55 grand. Each super wheel spin usually gives you hundreds of thousands of credits, sometimes gives you cars that you can sell at auction and keep the credits, and occasionally gives you Forza Edition cars that give you increased skills that can facilitate this method even more. If you like Forza and wanna take a souvenir, I make 4K Forza wallpapers. If you want one, just DM me on Instagram, it's the first link in the description.